The moments of Jungkook's disappearance 35 minutes after Taehyung's father's statement, "Jungkook is missing." That sentence first came from the mouth of a military officer at the North Seoul training base, only 35 minutes after the public was shocked by a surprising statement from Taehyung's father, Jungkook's groupmate and close friend. Since then, a wave of concern and speculation has swept through cyberspace. Is it true that Jungkook experienced emotional pressure? Or is there an internal dynamic that has been neatly concealed behind the glittering stage of BTS? The timeline of events moved quickly. At 15:17 Korea Standard Time, local media published the full quote from the previously private interview with Taehyung's father. In that statement, the father said, "Taehyung is much stronger than people think. But that strength comes from his sense of responsibility toward his friends. He hurts silently, especially when they're apart." That seemingly ordinary statement felt like a personal message directed at someone, and all fingers quickly pointed to Jungkook. An immediate reaction occurred at the military camp where both were stationed. According to testimony from several personnel who chose to remain anonymous, Jungkook was seen sitting in silence after reading the quote through the base's phone. He read it repeatedly. Then he stood up without speaking. "We thought he just needed some time alone." But after that, he didn't return. That silent departure instantly triggered a missing personnel status by the military, a serious protocol usually requiring internal searches and official reports. In the context of a global celebrity, this situation is almost unimaginable. Jungkook is not just a BTS member. He is a national icon, a role model, and now an active soldier. So the main question that arises is, what really caused him to disappear only 35 minutes after the statement emerged? Some Korean culture observers stated that Taehyung's father's statement may have stirred old emotional wounds between two figures who have supported each other since adolescence. Parental words, especially in a context as intense as between Jungkook and Taehyung, can penetrate even the deepest emotional defenses, said Professor Min Junho, an expert in emotional communication from Korea University. He added that the statement appeared to touch the vulnerable side of Jungkook that has long been hidden behind his tough image. Hours after Jungkook's disappearance, the hashtag whereas Jungkook became the global #1 trending topic. Thousands of fans flooded social media, demanding clarification from Big Hit Music and military authorities. However, in the first 12 hours, not a single official statement was issued. That silence only strengthened public suspicion. Could something bigger be being covered up? Big Hit eventually gave a brief statement the next day. "We understand the public's concern. We are coordinating with the military regarding Jungkook's whereabouts and condition. For now, we ask that unverified information not be spread." But the statement did not calm the public. On the contrary, it sparked further speculation that Jungkook's disappearance was not just a simple absence. Why did the agency choose the word coordinating instead of "Jungkook is safe"? Why wasn't there a firm assertion that he was not missing? Some analysts linked Jungkook's reaction to the emotional dynamics between BTS members during military service. As is known, the military demands high discipline, restricted communication, and considerable physical and mental pressure. In that context, a statement like Taehyung's father's could trigger an unexpected response, especially if there was an unresolved personal conflict between them. Jungkook has a tendency to internalize emotional burdens silently, revealed Dr. Lee Hae-won, a clinical psychologist who has handled Korean celebrity cases. When someone like him feels he's disappointing someone he cares about, his first response is often to isolate himself. She stated that self-isolation among public figures is a very real psychological response and should not be taken lightly. This incident not only raises questions about the personal relationship between Jungkook and Taehyung, but also opens a broad discussion about mental health among idols in South Korea. Despite numerous mental health awareness campaigns, the reality behind the scenes remains a gray zone not easily accessed. And when someone like Jungkook disappears, even briefly, it's enough to expose the fragile side of a system that has always appeared solid. Interestingly, after more than 18 hours without news, military authorities finally announced that Jungkook had returned to the location safely and in good condition. However, they refused to answer reporters' questions about where he went, why he left, and whether it was a disciplinary violation. That ambiguity only prolonged the mystery. Did Jungkook really just go to calm down? Or is there a deeper internal dynamic still being hidden? Taehyung's father himself has not provided any additional statements, even though several media outlets have attempted to contact him. Yet his final sentence in the interview continues to echo. A true friend is not only one who smiles with you, but also one who can cry in silence. That sentence has now become the emotional center of interpretation among fans. Many believe it's not just a poetic expression, but a veiled acknowledgement of emotional wounds. Some netizens even speculate that Taehyung and Jungkook may have grown apart due to personal differences or unbearable public pressure. To this day, Jungkook has not appeared in public or on social media. No posts, no personal statements, not even interactions from the official account typically run by the agency. This digital absence, in today's age of transparency, feels glaring in the end. This incident is a stark reminder that fame does not make one immune to emotional pressure, that even friendship can be wounded by seemingly simple words, and that someone like Jungkook, known to be strong, calm, and stable, can still be shaken by something invisible. Will this be a moment of recovery or a point of fracture? Will the two speak someday and clear the air? One thing is certain, the public awaits not only clarification but healing. Because behind the grandeur of the global stage, stars are still human, who sometimes just want to disappear for a moment to breathe. But amid the roar of concern and sea of speculation, one main question arises. Did all of this truly happen? Or are we trapped in a grand narrative deliberately crafted by the power of social media and the entertainment industry? When the news of Jungkook's disappearance spread widely within minutes after Taehyung's father's statement circulated, the public seemed compelled to believe that the incident was real, emotional, and impactful. But have we ever paused to ask, what if this is merely a collective illusion? The information we gathered comes from various open platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and other online media, most of which are based on video snippets, anonymous quotes, and voice recordings that may not be verifiable. Then, amid that unverified data flood, the public, all of us, accept it as truth. Isn't this a new form of sensational consumption that grows more uncontrollable by the day? Let's look from another perspective. Why hasn't a single mainstream Korean media outlet released a full investigative report about Jungkook's alleged disappearance? Why is there no visual evidence, CCTV footage, leaked military reports, or photos of the scene that can validate the story? Even the agency's statement sounds diplomatic, without providing clarity. Isn't that suspicious? Doesn't it open the possibility that all this might have been staged? Could this narrative be designed to reignite the waning fandom euphoria during the members' military service? Is it possible that, behind this issue, there is a hidden communication strategy to maintain Jungkook's existence and relevance in public space? These questions are not meant to belittle fans' concerns, but rather to invite us all to think deeper, more critically, and more skeptically toward every piece of information we receive. In conclusion, let this incident, whether real or not, serve as an important lesson that in this rapidly moving information era, skepticism is a form of love for the truth. We can still care, still empathize, but never forget to stay critical. Thank you for watching, and what do you think? Is this real, or just a narrative crafted to captivate us all?